episode 4 of
MILFs Unfiltered.
Right, here we are. I can't believe we're on episode 4. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. Time flies when we're living on the edge of our seats.
Exactly. Any updates for the team? Anyone to your share with them? Any goss?
Any goss? Business is just building really well and I'm really excited about it. Lots of Christmassy work things coming in, lots of inquiries about personalised like diaries, journals, and I'm obviously working on something else that I really want to release just before Christmas.
I know.
Which is so out of my comfort zone and makes me feel very, very vulnerable. But it's coming and I'm doing it. And if there's one thing 2025's taught me, it's nothing happens in the 4 walls of your comfort zone. So get out there, feel uncomfortable, and let's see what happens. So once I've got more information, I'll be able to share that.
And get a bestie who literally pushes you.
Yeah.
Literally off
Every
cliff,
time.
go.
Yeah. Right, go on, where are you up to? Because you are busy.
Oh, when am I not busy? I'm always busy. So obviously we're in the depths of a Christmas challenge at the moment. Our team are doing really, really well, so I'm really chuffed with how things are going. And do you know what? It's that time of year where everyone's like on the fence when it comes to the fitness. Like, should I, it's Christmas, all the festivities and things going on.
It's cold.
It's dark, it's cold. I'll wait till January, new year, new me. But I love it how people, I was a bit like, because it was a very last minute Christmas challenge. I didn't know whether to do it, because I know like people are a bit like, oh, wait till January, new year, new me. There's nothing worse than when you're on a Christmas do, you feel like shit.
Yeah,
so
you
all
feel
these
funky.
people have joined the challenge, they're doing amazing. And I just think in 6 weeks' time, how you can literally change your life and all those habits 100%. You can implement to really start January strong.
Yeah.
So these people are going to be in a prime position to really, really kickstart 2026 really strong. So really, just being balls deep in that. Just love this time of year, like spending time with the family, Christmas, getting ready for all like bits of things like that, the magic, which I do think we're probably going to have our last year of magic with Eva.
Do you?
Yeah. She's already been questioning it. I mean, she's obviously in year 4 now, and how are year 6? When did you stop believing in Father Christmas?
Santa still brings me presents.
Bloody don't bring me nuts.
No. I think I was probably about year 6. Like, if I think Nancy's year 6, I think she doubts it, but I think she's a bit on the fence. She doesn't want to say, I don't believe in Santa in case he don't rock up.
I agree.
The elves fully believes in the elves.
Oh, don't.
Fully believes in those bloody elves.
This is my rant. Whoever invented, created, started the elves, I promise you, and I think I'm at the front of the queue because I do think there'd be quite a few people in this queue. I would quite happily hunt them down and kill them.
Yeah, see,
because I'm not organised enough for this shit.
To the point of, Kayla was at mine the other week, and my mum, from about the start of October, starts saving the elves' ideas, what the elves are going to do. And Kayla was like, can we just set up a group chat, please, so that you can put them all in there for me as well?
I need inspo, because me and Dave are that couple who... There's some people who go to town and like go absolutely mental for it. Me and Dave will be watching telly, we go upstairs, get all nice, cosy in bed, and then one of us will go, the elves. And it's just like, they take over your life. And I love the magic that they bring, the excitement, they wanted to go downstairs and see everything. But it's just another added thing as a parent
there's
that
something,
you just don't need at this time.
There's something very therapeutic on Christmas Eve when you put them, when they're going back with Santa. There's something really therapeutic about that night.
You see, I always don't go back.
What do you mean? Surely if they go back with Santa, No. Right, you're missing a trick.
No,
Christmas Eve, they bring the Christmas Eve box.
They do.
And then they stay and watch you all of Christmas Eve to make sure Santa's got the right decision. They don't move. You can't touch them because they lose the magic. That's brilliant. Best thing I ever did. You can't touch that elf because it loses.
No, touch, so.
But then they go back with Father Christmas.
No, so, right. People can be thinking, what on earth? So we don't do it all year round. But God, I think I'd be a broken woman if we did it all year round. So last year, Eva begged and pleaded and sent a letter to Father Christmas, begging, and I mean down on 2 knees, begging for the elves to stay with her all year. However, they didn't have the magic. they didn't have the magic. They were just there as teddies. So what do you say?
Psychopath.
What do you say to a child who is, well, she wasn't borderline then.
You say, no, babe, because they've got to come back and get lots of rest and recharge the magic ready for next year.
No, so we didn't. We didn't.
Daft cow.
We didn't. So our elves have been with us all year, but they've been able to be touched, they've been able to like...
And so you know where they are?
So we've said...
Because if you do know where they are, that's really impressive 12 months later.
So, but there is a perk to this. So like, obviously, we don't... She's been having them, they've had them all year. So we've said they've... We told Eva that obviously got a letter back from Father Christmas and it said that the elves could stay under one condition, that there was no magic because they need to save the magic for when it's Christmas time, and that they would be watching all year. So basically we've had all year, like the elves have been watching all year, so we have that. But yeah, we've literally, so some people like look at Eva very strangely when she goes to like a sleepover or she goes out and about May with these two bloody elves.
I'd look at you strangely too. But
in our world, we get it.
Yeah. No, because Nancy got a Christmas tree put up earlier. So Nancy has a Christmas tree in her own bedroom. And it was a brand new one this year because she's moved into a new bedroom. So we did all that and she was like, because it's going up early, does that mean the elves come? I was like, no. The elves come when Santa allows them to come at the start of December. The elves arrive on the 1st of December, they go home. That has to happen, otherwise the elves are really sad.
Unless you come to my house and they're there all year.
Yeah, so when Nancy next comes over, please can you make sure the bloody elves are hidden?
They're not, they're never going to be in there. They're watching all the time, babe. They are at our house all the time. So, but like I said, so yeah, that's just the way our crazy
But to be
is.
fair, I don't think she'll hedge your bets just yet. And especially not when Lucas, I think she's really good and she'll be very conscious of, even if she doesn't believe, she'll not want to ruin that for Lucas.
I'm dreading when that day comes. But the obviously, that's the crap part about the whole build up to Christmas to me. I mean, I do enjoy it, but sometimes it's just an added pressure and stress that just parents do not need in life. So, obviously, on to all the amazing things that we talk about, like Christmas, all the fun, the festivities, everyone's like, you know, happy. Well, this episode's not really about that. We're talking about
we will bring our Christmas special soon.
We will. But we're going to be talking about relationship red flags. Juicy. I love this episode.
See, I see them and I'm just like, oh, look, they're waving roses at me.
What do you mean?
These red flags that are waving at me. And I'm like, oh, maybe they're just roses.
No, you get too many guys with red flags. But obviously, this is an episode of like, we listen and we don't judge. Now, obviously, that is the phrase that is constantly like sprouted in this bloody podcast. But we are, seriously, we are not judging. And if your other half or you do any of these things, you know, that you do you, babe.
Yeah. And I think it's a difference between like the small things that irritate you, because everybody's got something that irritates you, even those people that are like your absolute soulmates, to complete and utter deal breakers, and what are you prepared to put up with?
I mean, obviously, I've been married with Dave 10 years. There's obviously still things that really annoy the shit out of me about Dave, and I'm obviously vice versa. I'm not perfect. I know there's things like every day that annoys Dave about me, but as a single person, when we do go speed dating, come on guys, I'm dropping this every episode till we actually go. What would you say, looking for Mr. Right, what would you say your red flags are in a relationship, or just meeting the next person?
I don't know where to start with this one. It's left me a bit dumbstruck, that.
So go on then.
Oh, I just think I think I've dated every red flag going. Right, I think my biggest one, and I'll word it carefully so that it don't come out like I'm just being a savage bitch, would be people who don't have children, because obviously if you've got children, good co-parenting is good, but if you don't have children and you have separated, then they still are going on about their ex, and they refer to things they've done with their ex, like, oh yeah, me and my ex did that, or oh, me and my ex went on that holiday, or look what my ex is up to. No, babe, you're not over them, are you? And I don't need, this is not a throuple.
Oh,
that's a red flag for me.
No, I always think if you are still talking about previous relationships, and not only that, like when you're doing something like fun.
Yeah.
And they bring up, oh, me and Thingy have done this, or oh, I've done this before. It's like we're trying to make like,
You've killed it.
No, that is a definite red flag. I think, and as well, I think if you're constantly talking about the past and kind of like going over it, exactly.
You've not moved 100%
on. Not moved on. They might have done, but they definitely haven't. And I would feel then, if they were constantly talking about the relationship, whatever, I'd start to get a bit of comparison, like...
I'd get a little bit paranoid. I'd be a little bit like...
paranoid.
Are we actually in this relationship, or are you still in that relationship with them and I'm just an added on for convenience?
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, that'd be my really big red flag dating now.
Any more for anyone, any other single girls out there?
Yeah. What else can I think of as a relationship red flag?
Well, while you think, do you want me to...
go on.
I mean, obviously it's different for me because obviously, like, I'm married, but if God forbid anything was to happen to me and David, my biggest red flag would be man-child.
Yeah.
I mean, I love men who have got amazing relationships with the mums, but there's a line. There's a line with mum. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, you don't need another child. You want a partner, not a child.
Yeah, so it's like, for instance, with Lucas, like, he's obviously a mummy's boy. And I think most lads are. However, I will make sure that Lucas grows up being able to not having to rely on a woman to look after him and to do everything for him. I'll make sure that he can wipe his own ass and he can... like, just take care of himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's nothing worse than, I couldn't imagine getting with someone else and they just can't do basic life fucking skills. Do you know what I mean?
Get that. Yeah. I think my other one would be that if I am getting ready to go out with my partner and he's spending longer getting ready than me, but also when you see some people that are going out and it's quite obviously that they are there for themselves and for what they look like and there's no consideration. Like, I don't want a guy to be like, oh, look at my beautiful partner, isn't she? But it should be a 50-50 thing. Like, you are meant to be like a couple. And if you both want to look absolutely smoking and are both proud of each other, but don't stand there being like, yes, look at me, not them.
Oh, see,
you self-centered person.
I think there are a lot of, like, men these days who are taking more time
to take care of yourself. Absolutely.
Like,
I have no issue with that.
I do love, like I say, guys taking a little bit more pride in their appearance and like focusing on themselves.
Yeah, down for that.
Sometimes for me a red flag would be, like you say, spending a little bit too much time. Like, if I was the one waiting, I'd be like, mate, come on.
Yeah.
Which I totally agree with. See, this is like a really, really bad one, which I know this happens in relationships quite a lot, especially, like, not even just like married couples, but relationships in general, which I think is a major red flag. But when you're going on a night out and they create a situation to get you stressed, or to put if they're at home and they're not going out, but you're
or make
going
you feel
out,
awkward about it.
But they get you in a bad mood before you go out and
spoil that time out.
Cause a situationship.
Yeah.
And there's so many people in relationships that do it just because it's like you're going out having a good time, and a little bit of it, I think, is a bit of control. Yeah. To have that control of you're going out having a good time, I'm not there. I'm going to put like a downer on your night. And I know people in relationships who that happens to quite a lot. And I just think, mate, that would be absolute red flag. I mean, sometimes I think it's on them. There's obviously trust issues there. They're obviously got some kind of issues with themselves in order to think that they have to do that to I mean, why would you do that to someone if you're in a relationship? Like, Dave is like, go out, have a good time. Yeah. And he always says to me, these are the two things he says to me every time we go out: be safe, don't do anything stupid. They are the two things that he says to me. Don't do anything stupid. Remember, three things. Don't do anything stupid. Remember, you've got kids, and be safe. They are the three things he says to me. He would never, ever go out of his way to cause a situationship or start an argument. Yeah. People who start arguments when the other half's going out.
Yeah.
I think that's a criminal red flag, that. I think...
But why do we ignore them? Why do... Is it like a chemistry thing? Is it like a denial thing? Is it too busy focusing on the potential?
No, I think as sometimes, like, you obviously at this moment you're probably annoyed and really frustrated, but then you start getting a little bit of guilt, thinking, well, they are looking after the kids whilst I'm going out, and you know, he has had they've had a really bad day at work. They don't mean it. Accept it a little bit and make excuses for it, and I think that's how it ends up. I think that's how red flags end up being like kind of brushed under the carpet and kind of forgotten about.
Yeah, and you kind of then just go, oh, it's just the personality.
Making excuses. Yeah. Making excuses. But the thing is, I mean, do you think obviously I dread to think what it'd be like if I was single, but do you think there's too many red flags out there these days that it's hard?
Oh, it's hard to distinguish between the red flags and the bloody roses. I told you.
But do you think that's what makes it harder with dating? Because I mean, you've already previously said that dating is so hard, and I know people who are single and they're struggling just to find the right person. Is it because we have become being a part of a society where red flags are absolutely like normal?
I think so. I think old school values have dipped for the younger generations. And I think if you're somebody that comes from a family, like you've talked about in the past, like you came with your mum and dad who are so in love now just as much as they were back when they first met. And you come with those values of what a healthy relationship looks like, and you've seen that and you've grown up with that. And I just think now, if you're stuck in that era of that's what you want and you want that old school value, then you're like an anomaly. I feel like I'm an alien in the dating world. Yeah, like, no, I don't want to come and meet up with you and have sex with you on the first date. No, I don't. Like, I'm not asking to go for the old school sit across each other and having a meal, because I find that a bit awkward. I'd like to go and do something fun on a first date.
Yeah.
That's totally not agree. Like sitting across from each other. But likewise, I don't want to be coming home and spending the night with you on a first date, babe.
But then I think that...
Because I'm not a fuck 'em and chuck 'em kind of gal.
Yeah, but I think the way that things are now with the younger generation, because like I say, I think we have moved on from not where we need to be, but obviously if a lad was to go and sleep around with hundreds of girls, it's absolutely fine. He's a man.
He's a stud.
He's a stud. If a girl was to do that, absolute slagger bag, like whore. Whereas slagger bag, do you like
that? Slagger bag.
Whereas now, I do feel times have changed in respect to, like, if a man can go and do that, a girl can damn right do the same and shouldn't be like tarnished for that, which I get. But then I think with that mindset, it has kind of opened up this for people who aren't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, am I saying that there's a lot of people like that in the younger generation? No, I'm not. But I'm thinking because it is more socially acceptable to it's just like, I think sex is just sex for the younger generation. Yeah. It's just sex.
Yeah, they don't put it with like an emotional connection.
No, I think a lot of them don't.
It's just like a...
So I think for us, when actually wanting to find that, it's becoming a lot harder.
Yeah, it's like, But also, do you know, I don't get why the need for Plenty of Fish and other dating sites I've been on in the past, they're just fake profiles. The number of fake profiles that are out there is actually ridiculous.
You mean like catfish? They're not who they are? Yeah. Or like they're using a picture from like 10 years.
Well, both. And I just think, well, this is no wonder. Like, that's a red flag in itself, babe. If you're using a picture of you from 10 years ago, that is a red flag in itself.
Now, me and Dave, like, talking of this is one of Dave's red flags. So do you know, like, talking about filters, people using pictures of... So Dave thinks it's absolutely shocking and criminal red flag. Criminal red flag. So when we're TikTok and we're having a look, I do like watching those girls who bare face makeup, they do the makeup, and I'm not being funny, the younger generation regarding makeup, they are like makeup artists.
Yes.
Like, obviously back in day, babes, we were just like your dream matte mousse.
Dream matte mousse.
Blanket on, no brushes. The brushes, are you joking? Fingers, you know.
Get it down your nails.
when you look back at how everyone used to look, like we used to think we looked the dogs. Like, oh my God.
Foundation on your lips.
So fit, like you're blended into one. We looked fit until obviously like filters and social media and everything come out. So I do love watching these girls. However, Dave hates them. He absolutely hates them. Because obviously the girls are barefaced and they look completely different. Now, Dave I send them him all the time. I'm like, oh, this is a good one for you. Instant rage, because he says, I'm sorry, he said that should be illegal. He said, because obviously, like, he said, if anything was to happen to us, he said, and I went out dating, he says, I see this person out and about looking this certain way. He says, and that's what I'm
And then you wake up next to somebody else.
He said, but then as you get to know them and they start to peel back, he said, they look completely different. He says, I think it's so wrong. And he said, so basically Dave's saying that girls' makeup should be banned.
Dave, that's not going to happen, babe.
And it's not going to happen, but he can't get over how, obviously, like we said, he just gets up, shower, shave, done. He's done in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas he can't get in his head how completely different people make themselves look, and he thinks it's lies. He said, and that to him is a major red flag. Now, for me, I get where he comes from. I really do. But then I can also understand that it's a security for a lot of women to wear makeup. And
absolutely.
I would, and it's not a vanity thing at all. I could not. The only time I will go out with no makeup on is when I've been on holiday and I've got a tan. I could not. So you wear makeup on sunbathing? Or would you have a little bit of like a bit of concealer?
If I was on holiday and I'd still have a little bit of concealer on, I always have my waterproof mascara on, and I always have my eyebrows done.
Yeah, eyebrows I get a bit of mascara. But I think that makeup for a lot of girls is a security thing, and it's especially if, like, bless, some people have really, really bad skin, like severe acne, and sometimes it's just to cover that.
And I think that's where my makeup thing came from, was because I was that kid I had really bad acne. It often became impetigo, often was infected, it was awful. So I never left the house without makeup on, and I still don't. Even if I'm ill. I could be on death's door, and if I had to go out, I'd still have my makeup on. But my mum's the same as well. My mum never goes anywhere without her makeup on.
And I think most people,
and honestly, now Nancy spoolies her eyelashes with a little bit of Vaseline to school because I don't let her wear makeup.
See, I know that when I don't wear makeup, I'll get people come up to me going, you look tired.
Are you?
And that annoys me. That is that really pisses me off.
No, babe, these bags under my eyes are Chanel, thank you.
No, I just think when people say you look tired is a really polite way of saying you look like shit.
Yeah, you look rough.
And sometimes when I'm in a rush in the morning, I'll always try to have my makeup done when I drop the kids off at school, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And I know that's when the comments come out, oh, you look tired today.
Long day. The kids didn't sleep last night.
Oh, yeah. I just think it's a really polite way of saying that shit. So that's one of Davey's red flags, which I think that's really... I'm all for the makeup, but I do understand where he's coming from, where it can be very misleading when you get with someone and then they look completely different.
Yeah, like I say, I wear makeup every day, but I don't like transform my face every day
no,
into some
no, and that's the thing.
Some of these girls wear more makeup on a daily than I would wear for like an actual professional photo shoot.
I'm not talking about like, I think the everyday person, when they put makeup on, they look exactly like the same person, but some of these people on TikTok completely transform. Like, I've seen girls with beards, like stubble, and they transform into this beauty.
I don't think they're girls.
I swear to God they are.
Oh, right, okay.
I promise you, there's one girl, and she's quite chunky, and she has stubble, and she always starts the videos like looking like a guy.
Right, okay.
And then she's a makeup artist. She's quite massive on TikTok. She puts the thing on, and she looks stunning. Now, in Dave's respect, I completely get when it's a massive transformation. But for the everyday person, it's not a bad thing. But that is one of Dave's like really, really bad red flags. But do you think it's okay to like accept them, like we've spoke about, or do you think would you be prepared to accept them?
I think it would absolutely depend on what it was. I think it would depend on what it was, and it would depend on how big of a red flag that was. Like if it's like Les Mis and they're there with the great big flag waving it at you, then you need to run for the hills, babe.
Yeah.
But if it's, see, I think what might be a red flag for me, you might be like, oh, that's just, what's your issue?
Yeah.
So I think it depends on the person, it depends on the relationship to you.
And I suppose it's defining what's a red flag and just what's a small annoyance. Obviously
what's a bit of a quirky personality?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. So it's really defining between that is an instant criminal red flag, run for the hills, and then there's some that's just like, that's just a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But then I also find that those small annoying things will fester and they become big things, red flags. Let's talk about the difference between an ick and a red flag.
I think an ick is just like,
could you
like, like, can we mould this person a little bit to remove or lessen the ick? If it's a red flag, it's just like you're a bit of a plonker.
Like, again though, do you not think if there's a lot of icks, it's just going to instantly become a red flag?
If there's a lot of icks, then you need to be saying, are you actually attracted to this person?
True that.
Like, if you're going, that annoys me, that annoys me, that annoys me, that annoys me, well, what's this person got going for them and why are you with them?
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. I find this, like, really, really hard because I've been out of the dating scene for so long. So
me too.
No, but you're more like, I don't know, I'm going to say you talk to men more, but I don't know if you, but I find it really hard.
You can talk to my dog more.
Obviously, like, there's things that in every relationship that's an ick, and like, the things that Dave does that give me the ick, but I'm still married to him, and I still will always be, but I think it's...
And I think when you're in a relationship, and you're in a long-term relationship, and there's so many positives going for it, you've got to understand as well that there's always going to be something in everybody that's a little bit of an irritation, a little bit of that's the downside of you.
Yeah.
That's normal. Like, I can guarantee that whilst my exes were absolutely diabolical, they would probably be like, that was a bit of your ick.
Would you be offended if they called out your ick?
If they did it in the right way, no, because I would call out somebody's ick. Like if Prince Charming was in my life, offered me everything I could ever possibly ever dream of having, but then he turned around in a pair of Crocs, I'd have to say, listen, you are everything, but they're not happening. That's a bit of an ick for me.
How many icks would it take to be a red flag?
I think it depends on what the ick was. If it was like a hygiene ick, one and you're out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for me. That wouldn't work for me.
Like I say, I think everyone has got icks. No one's bloody perfect, but I suppose it just depends on, like you say, what the actual ick is. How would you feel about if someone brought up an ick but jokingly, but it really, really got to you?
I mean, it depends. If it's something that you overlook as like they're just insulting you,
like jokingly insulting you,
then you'd need a word, because to me that's also an ick. That's an ick in itself. Like, if you can't be mature enough to have an adult conversation, and you've got to do it by jokingly insulting somebody.
See, like, no. So do you know how we were talking about in the last episode of like me?
Yeah, you're blunt. You're blunt.
I'm blunt and I've got a really, really dry sense of humour. Sometimes I would say something to Dave, which is an insult, but they're saying it as a joke. Not to the point where it's awful, but like I will jokingly go, what the hell are you wearing? Like, you look like such a thing, or like, oh my God, why have you chosen that?
I think that's a little bit different.
Where it does annoy Dave, it does, and he will say, Dave will say it, he'll go, it really annoys me when you say things
when you
like
say it like that. Yeah, but I think if you're saying something about like the way they dress, something that's changeable or mouldable, if you're turning around going, look at your ass. And you're like, oh, thanks, hen.
I mean, like picking up an insecurity. Because obviously clothes isn't an insecurity. Like you say, it can be changed.
It's like the 5-second rule, isn't it? Like I taught Nancy the 5-second rule, and it's stuff I've taught like kids working in education. If it's something they can change in 5 seconds, then yes, tell them. So like if you've got spinach in your teeth or a bit of parsley or a bit of...
yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to tell you. But if it's like, look how bad your skin looks, that's going to be something that somebody naturally is quite paranoid about.
I get that.
That, to me, the way you dealt with that is an ick.
So let's go through what you think is a red flag. I'm trying to read off this card.
Are we going for our game? I'll rate that red flag.
Yeah.
So I'll rate that red flag. 1 is harmless, and we can live with that. That's all right. And 10 is run for the goddamn hills.
Right, you hit me with the first one.
Right. They still follow their ex on socials for the memories.
Absolutely. Run for the hills. Is there a 20?
See, I'm the same. I am run for the hills.
Memories. No, I don't want... even if they leave their ex on good terms, and I mean, I think that's weird in itself if your ex and your friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's bloody weird. That's me personally. There'll be people listening, oh my God, I'm really good friends with my ex. Like, I think especially if kids and you're single.
Yeah, it's different
absolutely.
with kids. Yeah.
But still follows them and like looks for the memories, absolutely 20. That's not even a 10. That's like game over, red flag, running for the absolute hills. Absolutely. I didn't even have to think about that one. Right. Oh no, I can't even, like, this is even worse. Text their ex when drunk.
Block, delete, never speak to that human again.
That's 50.
Is there 100 on this? Haven't got any more.
Again, that for me,
it's
that
weird.
is someone that's still
that's
not
you've
over.
got an attachment with that ex.
You're still not over them.
100%.
That's an absolute red flag.
100%. Right, post cryptic quotes after an argument.
See, it just bugs me when people do that, though.
Yeah.
Do you mean like when they post, like something's happened and they post it on the story, like a quote, you think, oh, that person's pissed off. Like, do you mean that's what you
or
mean?
like they post something about like not being worthy or like what people's opinions are of them. When you've had an argument and there's like a cryptic quote that's blatantly aimed at you. Oh, so, I just find it immature.
For me, it's just like, I don't know if it's a bit attention seeking.
Yeah.
And I think when people do things like that, like you can clearly tell that something's happened, something's pissed them off, or they're just having a bit of a bad time. And you know, maybe if it's someone like I really care about, or are we talking about relationships?
Well, I think if it's in relationships, but they're posting that and you see that, then I'm like, oh mate,
grow some bollocks,
yeah,
and just like
go and
stop
have that
looking for
conversation
attention
with your partner and don't plaster it all over social media.
I just think it's really attention seeking.
Yeah.
So then it's where people slide
like,
in the DMs going, what's the matter, babe?
I hope you're okay, babe.
Hope you're okay.
You're worth so much more than them, babe.
Just red flag.
Yeah.
I just can't stand people.
But I think if it was
constantly looking
my
for attention.
partner, I'd have a conversation with the first time and say, this is how I feel. Like, I don't need our arguments or our disagreements or anything like that plastered all over social media. So let's have a conversation like adults. And if they continue to be, then it would be a run for the hills.
See, like, again, Dave just wouldn't post anything like that. No. He wouldn't want people to know that he's pissed off or something has happened. But, like, I think a lot of it, I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for this, I think it generally stems down to attention, wanting attention in whatever form.
Yeah.
That's me personally, red flag.
Yeah.
How much of a red flag? I think it's an 8, 9. It's quite high because things like that just irritate me.
Yeah.
Keeps their phone face down at all times.
See, I'm a bit of a phone down person. Not because of anything to hide, but it's just habit. And I just shove it face down.
No, see, I think as well, a lot of people have their phone face down so it doesn't
distract them.
Yeah. So especially if you're in like a conversation with someone and you're trying to build that kind of like, relationship and trying to build that connection with someone, you don't want them always looking at the phone. I think it's really rude.
No, and I think automatically as your phone lights up, you look at it.
Exactly.
And I would find that rude.
So
I don't think it's a run for
the hills. For me, it's someone that's actually wanting to really listen to what you're saying and they're having it down. Bearing in mind, if it was something came up and they went, like,
if there was an obvious trend to hide.
To hide, definitely. But I would say probably more that's like a 1 or a 2. Like, you can definitely live with it. And I think I would like to think that person has the phone face down, especially if they're around you because they want to be completely engrossed in what you're saying and wanting to, like, just listen and connect with you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right, rude to waiters in a restaurant.
Now, I'm not rude to waiters in a restaurant because I have waited on before. I will never ever be rude to anyone. If anything, I do not like confrontation. I hate confrontation. I will never be the one who will start anything confrontational. I hate it. And I'm never rude to anyone. I've always been brought up to respect absolutely anyone. If I'm not happy with the service and if I feel like the food's not being good or I find something, like some people find things in the food and still eat it. I'm like, babe, that's going back.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the first to complain about things, but if I think I'm not willing to pay for that or that wasn't right, I will say something. Yeah. But I will say it in the most nicest way possible. But then, if they're being nasty with me, then
they get the wrath of Kayla.
They get the wrath of me. They get Hurricane Kayla. I'm not confrontation. Like I said, will not start confrontation, but I will absolutely finish it. If I was dating and it was someone that was really, really rude to waiters, I find that a massive turn off. Yeah. So I'd probably say that's a 7 at least for me.
Yeah, I'd put it about a 7.
I think it's a big turn off. There's a way to say things and to...
Absolutely, there's a way to hold you conduct yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Without having to be a total arsewipe. Text in the day but goes silent at evening or weekends.
Go.
Really?
Yeah. I've been in that because that means that when you're going home from work, you're going home to someone. When you're not at work...
Oh, I've read it wrong. I thought, no, you carry on.
No, as in like, they're happy to text you all day while they're at work, but then come 6 o'clock when they've gone home and suddenly there's no reply all night. And then weekends there's no reply. It's because you're at home with somebody, babe.
Right. No, I misread that. I thought it meant like text in the day but then go silent as in left on red. No, if they text in the day but then you don't hear at them at night, absolutely red flag. I thought it meant they text you in the day but then they left you on red. And you're like, are you joking me? So obviously I was then going to say, if they left you on red, genuinely, because I can vouch for this, sometimes you're that busy and you just do forget to message. You find someone and you date someone and they're texting you and they're all off all day and then you do not hear from them, they're obviously with someone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm going to let you do all the deets on the page.
Yes, so if you're not following us, where have you been? We are on TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, all under @MILFs Unfiltered Pod.
Thank you for joining us for episode 3
Thank you very much.
MILFs Unfiltered.